Florida is still planning to open schools next month, even though the number of new coronavirus cases has now topped 360,000. Governor Ron DeSantis is insisting on in-person classes.
Teachers in Florida now suing the state to try to block the emergency order requiring schools to open next month. The state's largest teachers union calls the order unconstitutional and unsafe. Well, as the pressure mounts for teachers to return to the classrooms, we've shown you stories of teachers retiring early, writing their wills, even changing careers.
Others are taking to the streets. CBS 12's Treasure Coast reporter Denise Sawyer joins us live at the Martin County School Board meeting where teachers and parents are protesting the August 11th start date, plus the new recommendation just in from the superintendent. Denise?
Liz, is a very active scene out here. As you can see, protesters waving banners in opposition, as well as earlier, there were a few dozens of them chanting safety first. And you can hear the horns as drivers are passing by, showing their support of these teachers and parents, like you said, in opposition of that in-person class return. New this hour, the superintendent is making recommendation to postpone the start of the school year in Martin County by 2 weeks. Now that recommendation is being reviewed at the moment inside of this administration building in Stewart. Now, if approved by the board, the first day of school will not be August 11th. It instead will be August 25th in Martin County. Now, this as concerns from teachers echo throughout the area, especially in the largest school district on the Treasure Coast in St. Lucie County, where a possible teacher shortage is top of mind. Teachers protesting their concerns heard across the Treasure Coast, from here in Stewart to here in Fort Pierce.
We're not in a good place.
Florida has a serious and growing teacher shortage that could worsen as the pandemic pushes teachers to make a difficult decision to either return next month for in-person classes or take a year leave of absence with no pay.
It's a very, very difficult decision. I mean, there is nobody who would rather be in our classrooms with our students than our educators.
David Freeland is the president of the Education Association of St. Lucie. He says some teachers within his union have already decided to retire early, while others have decided to switch professions.
People I see leaving early are leaving because they're scared.
He's the one sitting in the hot seat across from the superintendent, discussing hot button issues on behalf of 3,000 concerned teachers and supporting staff as the St. Lucie County School District gets ready for fall classes during the pandemic.
There's no perfect answer to the problems that we're facing. There's no solution that's going to meet everybody's needs.
The job market for teachers on the Treasure Coast already strained. Last year, there was a statewide shortage of about 3,000 teachers. Some school districts in Florida had to rely on permanent substitute teachers to keep up with the demand.
How do we fill those spots? Because we don't have, there's not a huge pool of educators waiting to have jobs.
What's most concerning, more than 18% of all public and private school teachers are 65 or older, an age group believed to be most vulnerable to COVID-19.
I do have a concern about that. I think our district shares that concern, is how are we going to fill classrooms when teachers become ill?
He says although the best learning happens in the classroom, safety will remain the top priority.
It's going to be a different world for most of our students and teachers.
Now, we reached out to the superintendent and school district in St. Lucie County to see how they're preparing for a potential school shortage when it comes to staffing teachers. They said to us today in an email that there are at the moment 40 vacancies and a strong number of substitutes on standby. Live, I'm reporting from the Treasure Coast. I'm Denise Sawyer for CBS 12 News.
Thank you, Denise. St. Lucie and Indian River County school districts decided to push back the start of classes to August 24th. They say it will give teachers additional time to prepare.